Hey guys, welcome back to the Betar Project. This episode we got Corey Phillpott. How are you, bro?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, man. It was good to actually run with you this morning at the 440.
Yeah, man, the 440. How'd you feel after it?
Not bad, actually. It was the gym that killed me after.
Yeah, 7Ks isn't that bad when you're running it, eh?
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned before, it was the hill bit right at the end, bro.
Yeah. The 440 is, I guess everyone underestimates that hill that we run up in Glenbrook. When you come to the mountains, there's just like, there's hills everywhere.
Yeah.
Man,
so you only just started this at the beginning of the year?
Beginning of the year, yeah. So beginning of the year, I reached out to the guys that always wanted to start my own run club, like just get a bit more into the community, you know, stuff like that. And then basically just hit up the guys who run the 440 and said, dude, I want to run one of these out in my area. And they're like, no worries. And then basically from there, it just kicked off. And we got a massive running community here in the Blue Mountains. Like, it's absolutely huge. So yeah. I guess it just gives people another run option to run with the community.
Where was the original one started? In Australia or overseas?
Yeah, in Australia. It's actually in Bronte, so near Bondi Beach, around there. They get about 200 to 250 people per run. Yeah.
That's a lot, eh?
Yeah, massive. I don't know if they're going right now during COVID, but...
Yeah. And you said summer's the real big time for you guys.
Oh, definitely. Summer's the real big time. Like, I just saw actually at the Bronte 440 today, like, they got over like 150 people and they're all swimming in the beach after. Like, and it's the middle of winter.
How many did we get this morning? About 15 maybe?
Yeah, I think it was like 18 total when I checked the photo, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So in summer we average around 50, 60 people, which is pretty cool. Try and get, I reckon this summer, since like people know about it, we'll try and get up to the 100 mark. Yeah. And we have almost 200 people following us on Instagram, so we'll try and get that 100.
It's an awesome initiative, bro. Get the community together and as well as, health and fitness. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. It's all about just like bettering yourself, just, putting one foot after the other, stuff like that. It's just, there's no obligations. Like, you're not coming here, it's not like a park run where you go there and you have to run 5Ks to finish and get a time. You can just come and you can walk 5 laps if you want and then come and get coffee with everyone, you know? And that's the best thing about it. It's for all fitness levels. You can make it as hard as easy as you want. This is perfect.
So for our listeners, do you want to give us a bit of context about, your upbringing and all that?
Yeah, I guess, coming back from, so how far should we take us back? I guess
from the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning. Like when I was 6, mum and dad got divorced, and I was actually born in Penrith area, and I think I was born in Nepean, and then they got divorced when I was 6 and moved out to the Sutherland Shire, lived my life there, played my whole lifetime. I've just been playing rugby league. Yes, rugby league's been my life basically, and up until probably the last 5 years. And I was playing junior reps with Cronulla and St George and all that kind of stuff. And when I actually went to Illawarra Steelers. And when I was at Illawarra Steelers, I just rang the coach, and I think one week I had a really bad week, and just rang the coach and said, look, you're better off giving my spot to someone else. Like, I'm just not enjoying it, and I'd rather someone else who wants to be there have that spot. From there, I went to park football, and probably, looking back at it, it's probably one of the worst decisions I could have made, is going back to park football. But if I didn't make that decision, I wouldn't be where I am right now, So I guess there's benefits, there's downside and upside to that. When I went back to park football, that's when like my life basically went downhill. Drugs, partying, that I guess it's just built into the rugby league culture, Just drugs and partying, that's just how it is. But I went down that hole really, really bad, and it got to the point where I was actually taking, MDMA and all that kind of stuff midweek, like not even on your weekends, like going out clubbing. Like,
how old were you at this time?
I would have been 17 then, 18 maybe. And this is only over like a period of a year that when I was taking like stuff like that during the week, it probably only happened for a shorter period of time until I actually went like, holy shit. So one weekend I was coming home from a bender with my mates, and I was driving by myself, stupidly driving, and that's just when I was pulled over the side of the road and just broke down. Just thought like, nah, I'm not going to live in this life anymore. Like, this is stupid what I'm doing, and I actually felt like it was all over. And so I've rung my dad. Me and my dad, we didn't have the best relationship growing up, and I've rung him just out of nowhere and just in tears. I don't exactly remember the exact words I said to him, but though the next day or a couple of days after that, I moved back out to Penrith. Yeah. And I left all my mates, or guys who I thought were my mates, just gone, just come back out to the Penrith area. I literally had nothing here.
Shit.
It was just myself. And going from this huge social life, having hundreds of people around you every weekend, you know, I was a big person into like, you know, I gained energy from people, and I still do. And I guess going from that to being basically isolated out here in Penrith area, not knowing anyone, just having my weekends all to myself, it was a really big change. And I did find it really, really hard at the start, but yeah, coming back from that, like thinking that like my life was literally gone, packing up and leaving that week to nothing. We'll probably still have 2 or 3 mates that, you know, I'm really close with from the Sutherland Shire that, you know, out of the hundreds I thought I had. And I guess when you actually make decisions like that to move away, it's a really big eye opener to who's actually there for you and who's not, eh? Yeah, man, since moved out here, I put on a ton of weight, like when I was partying.
What was the highest you got to?
I know 126 was the highest I was at, yeah. Yeah, 126 was the highest I was at. And that's when I was like a butterball, eh? Like, you know how short I am.
Yeah.
Just like, I was just wide as hell, thick. And I hated running. I couldn't run. I started going to the gym here and there when I was out there, but I was just happy that I wasn't really partying, you know. I was just, you know, working with my old man, getting my life on track, which is good. And then I started going to the gym with my cousin, just at Anytime Fitness here in Blaxland. And that's when it all like kicked off. When I started to notice the weight dropping, I think I lost about, would have been like 4 or 5 kilos that I'd lost. Maybe it was around 120 kilos, yeah. And I never really run much. I couldn't complete the river run.
Yeah.
And I was always like running for a little bit and stopping, running for a little bit and stopping. And that's when my dad like came and grabbed me, woke me up one morning and he's going, "You coming for a half marathon with me?"
Shit.
And I'm like, "No, I'm fucking not." Like, no way. And he goes, "You are, get up, you're coming." We drove all the way up to Blackheath, and I think it was -2 at the time. I just remember it being freezing cold. Our friend's house that we went to, they had like a waterfall out the front that was all frozen over, and that's how cold it was. And yeah, I went that day and ran a half marathon, and you know, never looked back since.
It's all mental, eh?
It's all mental, man. That's what I keep on saying to people, you know.
Take me back to, you're on a bender, you pulled over the side of the road. What led you to pull over the side of the road and then call your dad, who you didn't have such a good relationship with?
Dude, to be honest, I don't even know what made me call my dad.
Yeah.
My dad was always there. Like, always there in my life, always wanted to be in my life, but we just didn't have that relationship, you know? And for me to just pull over on the side, I don't even know, because I was on the biggest come down I probably had ever been on. I hadn't slept in like 3 days.
Do you recall that night much? Or?
Nah, I don't even recall. I just remember being at the last mate's house I remember being at. It was basically sunrise, and I said, "Oh, I'm going home," and I just drove. And that was when I was on this come down of like, what's my life, you know, happening, and I didn't want to do anything stupid. I came to a sense that I didn't want to do anything stupid. That's why I pulled over the side of the road.
All these feelings hit you at once.
Yeah, and just broke down, and just called my old man and said, "I can't do this anymore. Like, you know, my life's over, my life's fucked." And he goes, "Nah, like, come live out with me. Like, we'll get you sorted." And that just changed everything at the click of a finger. Yeah.
Was your dad always into running as well?
Yeah, my dad's always been into ultras, man. Like my dad and my uncle, he's a freak. Like he can go for hundreds of Ks at a time. Like, he's just crazy. And my dad's been up there. He actually last year he doesn't train. He just goes and does them.
Seriously?
Yeah, he doesn't train. But last year he did 12 ultras, so one every month.
Bro.
At the age of he's almost 50, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's a machine.
Genetics, mate.
Yeah, I guess maybe I get my mental toughness from him, but man, I tell you, like, he's one hard dude, and he's probably my best mate now. From
awesome.
Where I've come, man, like, just insane.
So when you were at Cronulla, you were living with your mum, were you?
Yeah, I was living with my mum at Cronulla, and you know, I was never really home, man. I'd say I was living at my mum's, but yeah, I came home for dinner and get a change of clothes, and bang, I was back out again.
Do you have a good relationship with your mum?
Yeah, still, we have a good relationship. I guess at the time she couldn't control what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the thing was as well, was 16 when I started going out. Like I had fake IDs, everything like that. You know, so and I was playing with older guys in football, so that's how I got out into those clubs and all that. And I think that's why I found it a bit easier. I guess because I have a lot of mates that's still out now clubbing.
Yeah.
Maybe because I went through it earlier, I phased out of needing to go to the nightclub and needing to go to the pub every weekend and stuff like that. Like, I don't find that shit cool anymore.
No.
You know, I don't need that to thrive. Like, I'd rather grab 5 of my mates and go, let's go for a 20k. You know?
Yeah.
Let's push yourself. Let's spend 4 hours in the gym. You know, instead of 4 hours at the pub.
Exactly.
You know?
So after that first half marathon, were you just hooked on it then, or?
Oh, dude, I couldn't walk, eh?
Couldn't walk?
I remember literally finishing and almost like my legs collapsed, gave way.
Right.
Yeah, I remember grabbing like those like their poles at the end of the car parks that we going down the cliff. Yeah, I remember grabbing one of them because I just couldn't move.
What was going through your head running that?
I was just thinking, holy shit. Well, my dad and my mate, like, my dad and my dad's mate, they always love to take photos. They're like scenic runners, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and I like to stop and take photos here and there as well. But I knew if I stopped, I wasn't starting again.
Yeah.
So I ran way ahead of them. I just kept on going because they're straight out and back. So I knew where I was going. But man, like that feeling of getting it done was a really good feeling. And yeah, basically from there I was hooked. I think it would have been maybe a year later I did my first ultra. I think it was a year later I did my first ultra.
Half marathon straight to ultra, eh?
Yeah. See, now I don't really race that much. I've only done a handful. I've done a fair few races, only a handful, but I normally run all my ultras and stuff just for fun on the weekends. Yeah.
So how do you train for something like that?
You just don't stop. Like seriously, it's someone. I don't really have like a method.
Is it all mental?
I definitely think like once you get past them, like you have to train to get to a marathon.
Yeah.
Like definitely, I feel like you have to gain a certain amount of conditioning to get to a marathon comfortably. Like that's just science. Like everyone knows that. But there is a certain thing I feel like personally, I have not changed my training from training for a marathon or 50k to now doing hundreds and over 100ks. I have not changed my training.
It's just slowly increasing.
Yeah, and I guess you can. Your body's getting. It was really hard at the start. Like, don't get me wrong, but and I couldn't get through a 50 in like 8 or 9 hours because I was just constantly cramping everything like that. You know, through muscle memory and conditioning, like everything just falls into place. But I guess the training for that kind of stuff, I feel like once you get past that 50k mark or the marathon mark, man, it's all mental.
Yeah.
Like whether you want to keep on going or not, that's up to you. You can be in all the pain in the world.
Yeah.
And that's up to you whether you want to keep on going. You know, it's like David Goggins and all that kind of stuff, man. Like literally, it's up to you whether you want to keep on going. And we're in this society that makes us soft.
Yeah, exactly. Ultras, what are they, 100 kilometers or?
Anything over 42 k's is classified as an ultra. Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest distance you've done?
Yeah, 118 k's is the most I've done.
Was that for fun or in a race?
That was in a race, yeah, that was in a race. It was in a 24-hour race. It's one of my first 24-hour races, actually. It was called Roll the Dice. It's something we do fun here. And yeah, that was when I was pretty unfit.
Yeah.
You know, so over 24 hours, 118 k's is pretty slow over 24 hours.
How often do you stop over that period?
Oh, during that race, I was stopping all the time.
Yeah.
And like, I would stop for half an hour here, half an hour there. Like, I would stop all the time. We recently just did a 12-hour one, and that was 3 weeks ago. So I just completed 3 80Ks in a row, which someone my size is a like pretty big achievement, completing 80Ks weekend after weekend. And the first weekend was Roll the Dice Ultra, and that was pretty wicked. Did 80Ks in 12 hours, which was pretty good for me. That was pretty non-stop basically. Besides when I came in and grabbed a bit of food and stuff like that. But
how do you maintain weight with all this running that you just eat a shit ton, or?
Dude, see, I forgot to mention that I am a carpenter as well.
Yeah.
During the days, I barely eat. I will go from, some days I might go from 4 a.m. till about 6 o'clock not eating.
Shit.
Yeah. And those days, like I've been for runs with mates those nights and those afternoons, and I just can't function. Like I do need food. I'm a bit inconsistent with diet. Dieting is something that I focused on heavily when I was losing weight.
Yeah.
I guess now I'm comfortable. I don't really tend to focus on it much, and the reason why I don't focus on it much now is because it takes away, for me when I'm writing my own program, and I love enjoying just going into the gym or going out for a run and not having a plan.
Yeah.
Like just doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
As long as, my theory is, as long as you are just pushing yourself to that absolute max, there's no reason as to why you're not getting benefits.
Exactly.
When it comes to races and competitions and stuff like that, obviously that's when you need to do programming and, you know, specific training. But right now I don't really have anything in the works besides, I guess I have the world's strongest marathon coming up, but besides that, there's nothing really, really to train for. So I just go in there, go hard and eat whatever.
Like for a big guy, you glide, man. Like this morning, like you just glide. You make it look so easy. Like, is there special running tips that you learn, or?
Oh, dude, definitely goes into techniques, man.
Yeah.
Like technique, especially for someone of my size or Kyle's size,
Yeah.
you know, like definitely technique is a must, so you do not get injured. You know, because there is a high ratio of people getting injured in running.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not good, but that's because people, they go and run and run and run, and they don't do the strength work in between. And they don't do the stretching. You know, I have guys that have been running around the mountains for 15, 20 years, you know, and they're coming to me saying, like, how you doing? Like, how you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, literally, I get up an hour before work every single day and stretch. Get up an hour every day before work and stretch, and you do your strength work in between, and dude, you're going to be all fine. But yeah, it's that stretching that people struggle with.
Yeah. Have you raced all around Australia or just New South Wales?
Nah, so I've done New South Wales. I've done the ACT. No, they've actually all been in New South Wales. I haven't really ventured much for races. I wish I want to. But I actually, look, I did have plans to go and do a couple of races elsewhere, but then Jacob came along and...
America would be hectic, eh?
Oh, dude, one of my dream races is in America, a 200 miler. It's 360 Ks. I want my first 200 miler to be over there. It's in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'd be a crazy event.
When you're racing, are you trying to win it, or are you just trying to beat yourself?
No, so I guess someone going in at my size, you got to come to terms with that. You're never going to win.
Yeah.
You might knock out an age group here and there, and I've won my age group once, but you know, I'd never go into a race, especially an ultra, and expect to win. I'm 96 kilos. The guys that I'm running with between the 40 to 50 range. You know, they're small dudes. I'm like double their weight, and there's no way that I'm going in there to win. Unless there's three people in the race, I'm coming third.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. But nah, I've never looked at a race going in it to win. I've always looked at it, what time do I want to get? Okay, let's get that time.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you finished the race being like fucked up like Organs has?
Oh, dude, I'll show you this photo right now while we're sitting here. And you might have seen it on my Instagram. It was after Elephant Trail. It was probably the worst I've ever felt after a race.
How many kilometers is that?
It was actually a 100k race. I pulled out at 81, and because I had major issues with my knee, and I thought that, you know, yeah, that's it, I'm gone. And I could have kept on going, but I knew I had a run on the weekend after, and I didn't really want to risk being out, and also have the world's strongest marathon preparation coming up, and I just didn't want to. You know, risk you getting high injuries. But yeah, that's me after. Rattled as.
Bro,
yeah.
That's fine.
Rattled as.
At least you haven't shit yourself in that.
Oh yeah. Just straight cold. You just turn instantly cold, man. Your feet are really sore, and like instantly probably the first thing that comes to my head, like, why the hell did I just do that?
Do you know a guy called Tim Screws? He said he raced with you. He sent me
dude. I think Tim, yeah, he was at Elephant Trail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't see how he ended up going. He fell behind us a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he just said he ran with you. I was like, oh yeah, sweet. I went to school with him as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
because he tagged along with us at Elephant Trail, and then I think he was getting cramping and stuff, so he had to fall behind a little bit. I didn't end up seeing how he went, so I left.
So talk to me about CosFit. When did that all start up?
CosFit started up, this is last year, the beginning of last year is where, I just decided to get a self-branding, I guess, because, I was doing all these crazy things and people were asking me about my training and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to start a brand for myself, and it never really came into mind that I thought I would become a coach or anything like that. I just wanted to make a brand for myself, and it all started off like that. And then I was like, people were asking more and more questions. Can you coach me? Like, can you train me? What are you doing? So I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to get my accreditations up. You know what I mean? So that's when COSFIT Strength and Endurance decided to turn into a coaching company. And
where do you run that out of?
No, so we do a lot of stuff online. We have little get-togethers here and there sometimes. And just with the little group runners, the one thing with my coaching is that I don't want to be this guy that, expands and has 150 athletes.
You can't be personal.
You can't be personal, then you go through these standardized programs.
Yeah.
Unless you hire other coaches to come in and stuff like that, I'm just not really prepared to do all that. But, I have 4 people now that I'm coaching, and that's a pretty comfortable thing that I like to keep.
Yeah.
Close-knit community. The CrossFit community is way bigger than just 4 people.
Yeah.
4 people are the ones that I have on program. But we organise a lot of stuff.
What are your clients training for? Marathons and that as well?
No, some of them just want to get stronger in the gym.
Yep.
Some of them just want to get stronger in the gym. I had a guy on a program to do his first marathon. Obviously, with all the races getting cancelled, that's all. It's all been thrown in the towel. But mainly marathons and just getting stronger in the gym. Like, there's 2 girls on getting stronger in the gym and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your goal for it?
I want to open my own gym one day, man. Honestly, I know there's a few gyms around. Like, there's Anytime Fitness and Plus Fitness in the mountains. There's CrossFit Urge and Blue Mountains Personal Training and all that kind of stuff. But I think what CrossFit will bring to the table of gyms is, I want to create it. In the future, I have this vision in my head of this hub that professional athletes from all around the globe come here and say, I'm going on a camp here.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
they come here, they stay here for about 3 or 4 weeks, and they go home.
That'd be mad, bro.
Yeah. So that's what I want. I want the Blue Mountains to eventually be a training hub for,
Yeah, because we got a lot of small gyms, but nothing serious. Like Penrith have all the big gyms. We need something up here.
Yeah, that's it, man. And the mountains is a perfect spot, man, to have a training hub for all these elite athletes from all around the globe. Yeah. I just want it to be a meeting spot for all of them.
So talk to me about this world record you're going for.
World's strongest marathon, man. Back in 2016, I saw Ross Edgley complete it. Never really thought much of it, and I was still playing footy and stuff like that. But then, actually, after I read his book, The World's Fittest Book, and I saw him put out a new book, I'm like, I'm quite similar to this dude. I'm not as ripped as him, and I'll never have like the really low body fat percentage that he has. Like that stuff doesn't really faze me. But I just saw what he's doing, and I'm like, dude, I think I can do that. The funny thing is, I always thought that Ross Edgley held the world record.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. There's this dude named Justin True, and he's from was he from Michigan, something like that? He was from somewhere over in the States, and I saw him post about it, and I sent him a message, and he goes, I actually did that last year. And so he completed the world's strongest. I thought it was 19 hours and 36 minutes.
Yeah.
But he did 17 hours and 24 minutes, I think it was. And so I need a beat under that. So pulling a car for 42Ks is probably not the easiest challenge to do, but judging off my times, I'm hoping I feel like I can easily break 17 hours.
Shit. And how much weight is it again?
It has to be above 1.4 ton.
Sweet.
So I might go 1.5, 1.6, just depends on what vehicle I can get. Obviously, everyone's up in the air with COVID, with venues and stuff like that. Like, heaps of venues come back saying, that's awesome, like, we want to host you.
Yeah.
But then they're like, we can't really say much,
How the hell do you train for that? You just put a car in your back and fucking walk?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, seriously, like, you just got to be practical about it. I've ridden 4 months of the training. I'm going to give myself an 8-month training block to get it done.
Yeah.
Probably going to start that around October-ish, late October. And then basically it'll be a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of long distance running, heavy pulling on the car. So in my life, I don't have the extended period of time to be able to tow a car for, in training for 20 hours or so, you know what I mean? For 10 hours at a time. So what I'm going to do is do smaller sessions but with a heavier car. So I might get like a 2.5 ton car or something like that and do shorter sessions. A lot of partial movement, so you do full range squats, full range deadlifts, might only be half. So really heavy lifting, all partial movements. Really just trying to strengthen the lower back and my posterior chain through this whole sequence, because that has so much tension on it the whole time.
Shit, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
What made you think that you want to do this? You just want to test yourself, or?
Dude, I guess it's more it was a more personal feat at the start. At the start I was like, I want to do this for myself, and I think that doing something like this can really put CrossFit on the map.
Yeah.
And then something quite guess quite shocking happened in my life. Someone really close to me, I found out, got sexually abused as a child.
Okay, yeah.
And that's something that's not really spoken about in our society, man. So, I linked up with a guy called Neil Milton and Damien Ryder. And Damien Ryder, he's done he's a polyathlete, extreme polyathlete. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
He's done, he paddleboarded from Brisbane to Sydney, fully self-supported.
Shit.
He has skateboarded across Route 66 in America.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, 1,700 Ks or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, he's done some pretty extreme stuff, and I reached out to him and said, because I know he had worked with Child Safe Australia before, and I linked up with Child Safe Australia, and so now we're doing it to raise awareness for child abuse, which is pretty awesome. My big focus on that is, I want to raise a bit of money for them. It's good to raise money, but mainly just raise awareness, man, because it's something that's never spoken about. So, I'm going to try and get on TV, radio, stuff like that, and what I'll be doing is just raising awareness, man.
Do you have many sponsors, or?
Yeah, I got a fair few just in the books, but obviously the bigger the sponsor, they need dates.
Yeah.
They need dates, they need venues, they need all this stuff to get locked into, and that's the thing, I guess, that's putting this all on hold at the moment. It's not going to stop my training, because I don't know what the hell's going to happen with COVID.
Yeah.
I've been training at Jemison Park. If I get to the end of my training and I have nothing there, like no venue has said yes because COVID's still on, and that's like going to be over a year away now.
Yeah.
I'll go to Gemmo Park and just do it. I won't even care.
Have you competed in CrossFit at all before?
No, I've actually been asked to go in teams and do a couple comps and stuff like that, but down at the Bay Games, and there was this other CrossFit comp that I got invited to, but I'm not really interested, to be honest, man. I just like pushing myself, like, in competition, I think I'm past the competitive side of sport.
You just want to compete with yourself.
I just want to compete with myself. That's it. As long as I'm bettering myself, that's it. I don't really care about being number one, anything like that. I can be number one in my own right.
Yeah.
Anyone, you can be your own number one.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the main thing, man. I'm not really too keen on competitions and stuff like that. I'm past that point.
As long as you beat yourself every day.
That's it. As long as you're making PBs and you're smashing yourself, you're doing the right thing. The number one thing, man, is just loving yourself. Like, it may sound a bit cocky and stuff like that. I literally got it tattooed on my forearm. Like, if you don't love yourself, like, no one else is going to love you,
exactly.
man. So that's the number one thing that I find with people these days. They want love from everyone else and care from everyone else. But dude, like, if you're not loving yourself, if you're not confident, if you're not happy, no, you're not going to be surrounded by those right people.
Yeah, exactly. You have a podcast, do you? I seen it on Instagram.
Yeah, man. I got a podcast called Substituting Normality. It's basically when we get some of these pretty elite people come on and they basically we try and get people on that push themselves to the outside edges of what our society classifies as normal. Probably our two biggest names we've had on there is Luke Reynolds. He's from the mountains. He's Arnold Pro Strongman.
Oh yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, pretty massive, man. Pretty good dude. We're good mates now. Ever since that podcast, we've been good mates. And also Dean Carnays. Okay. He's probably one of the best ultra runners to ever live. And for him to say, I just reached out to him via Instagram. I met him once here last year, but for him to actually respond and want to jump on the podcast was pretty massive, eh?
Were you nervous?
I was a little bit, but then at the same time, I was like, because he's been interviewed by Jim Norton, Jimmy Fallon, like all these massive people, dude. Like, and I'm just like this nobody in Australia who wanted to interview him. But he actually said to me, he was really nice. We had a half an hour conversation after the podcast was done.
Yeah.
Like he just stayed on and spoke to me, and then he was saying that if I go over and do that Tahoe race, he said that he'll crew for me, which is pretty cool.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I guess. As you said, as we spoke about this morning at the 440, like the reason why starting a podcast is just networking, man.
Exactly.
Like I never would have found Luke if I didn't start a podcast.
Yeah.
And, you know, Luke, he's helped me out. So he's actually come and walked with me while I was pulling the car, giving me technique, like help. He's pulled trucks and stuff before,
Really?
man. Trucks, trains, all that kind of stuff. So he's got the exact technique down pat.
Yeah, it's good to work with those people from all different venues so you can just take what you need.
That's it, man. Like, and they... I guess because you're helping them, like they love to help you. Like,
yeah.
It's just awesome. The connections you make through podcasting is just crazy.
Exactly. How many episodes in are you?
I think I've only done like 10 or so. I actually have 5 backed up that I haven't released in like 2 months because I just haven't had the time recently, man.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, I just haven't had the time to upload them. I got 2 new sponsors that want to come on, and I need to make an audio for them and stuff like that. It just takes heaps of time, and I just haven't had it recently, man.
Do you have any goals for the podcast and where you want to take it?
Not really, man. I haven't really thought about it. It's just all for fun, you know? Like, I just come on there. I love talking to people.
Yeah.
Dude, I just love talking to people and love getting to know people. And that's why the podcast started. There was no real reason of, you know, I want to try and reach this amount of people and, you know, this amount of downloads. It was just let's get the most powerful people we can get on, you know, and inspire more people to get out there, because I was sick of hearing about people like, oh, I don't have time, like, oh, how do you do this, how do you do that? And I'm like, well, here, instead of me giving you the tools and me asking these people for you, let's put it out on this platform that other people can listen to and see.
Yeah.
It's just so awesome about it.
Can't believe people make the excuse of no time, bro.
Bro, I was just saying to you before, I had this conversation with my mate, and he goes, I sent him, he wants to do all this stuff with his life, and he tells me that he wants to do all this stuff with his life, and basically when TAFE, they were putting on free courses and stuff like that when COVID first started, I was sending him links like, yeah, here dude, like you just got laid off, you know, you're on JobKeeper, go study.
It's the best time to, eh?
And he goes, oh, I don't have time. And I just clicked, like, I don't know what happened, like something that just clicked in me. I'm like, dude, I've got a family, a full-time job, a podcast, I'm studying, and I'm trying to train for ultra marathons and to break a world record, and you're telling me you don't have time. Yeah. Like, you just got laid off from your job. Like, what are you doing? And then he's like, oh, yeah, I guess. And it's just those people like that, like, so you don't really want to give your time to.
Exactly, yeah. You said you were studying, is that just your Cert 3 and 4, or you finished that?
Yeah, so when I actually first left school, I did my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. Like, I've always had this drive for fitness.
Yeah.
And then I fell down the wrong path and all that kind of stuff. But all of that fell through. So I'm doing like a pickup course, because I have to do certain modules to get me back into it. So I think I have like just 6 modules I need to do.
Sweet.
Almost finished it, which is alright. So.
Is it online or?
Yeah, it's just all online, yeah. But just finding time again. Like, exactly. I'll be up. I'm one of these people, my mates think you know, quite crazy, and they'll probably tell you I'm crazy. Like, I don't sleep, like I barely sleep. So I'll go to sleep at like 11 o'clock midnight and back up for 3:30. You know. I said to you, let's train at 3:30. You're probably thinking, what the fuck?
I was, but I wasn't. I would have been there.
Yeah, man. If you check out my Strava, most of my runs on the weekends start at like 2:30 in the morning, 2:30. So up at 1:30.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Well, I was up at 4 this morning. Like, I feel good now after training. It's good that you can have so many Ks in your belt before even the sun rises.
Yeah, dude. As I was telling you this morning, man. Like, I finish a marathon and people are just waking up, or people are just getting home from a nightclub. Yeah. And I've just completed a marathon. Like.
And you got the whole day to spend.
Yeah, I got the whole day ahead of me. Yeah. You know? It's the best feeling in the world, but I guess some people don't really understand that feeling.
How do you live off such little sleep, you think?
I don't know. There's actually, I've got something wrong with me, dude. Like, all my mates will tell you, like, you're freaking crazy. And I've never got it checked out. I've never done anything like that. But my old man's like that. He has a pretty, his job's pretty crazy. So he'll work till 11 o'clock and, you know, he'll be back up at 4 again and stuff like that. I guess his is more mentally draining than physically. Yeah. You know, mine's more physically draining than anything. But yeah, man, just always been like, it was a struggle at the start, dude. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I was partying and stuff, I was always sleeping in Like I wouldn't get up till like lunchtime, dude. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm used to getting up at 4 o'clock and just made it earlier and earlier and earlier.
Yeah, that's like Kyle. He wakes up at like 3 o'clock every day.
Yeah,
He only
man.
gets 3-4 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Trains,
Yeah.
works.
Some people it happens to, man. Some people can deal with it. Some people love it. And he was telling me he doesn't drink coffee, dude. Like, what the hell?
I don't either, bro. I don't like it.
Wow. What? I can't survive without coffee, man. Seriously, I'll be driving home from work almost falling asleep if I didn't have coffee.
He has pre-workout sometimes, but yeah.
Oh, there you go, coffee.
Yeah, it's caffeine, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably got 16 servings of caffeine and it lasts you the whole day.
Yeah. Talk to me about personal development. What do you do for that?
Dude, I've been mainly been getting into cold showers and stuff like that.
This morning.
Yeah, I've been loving Wim Hof. So I met this guy, Dean Gladstone, about... Was it the end of last year that I met him at a Wim Hof seminar? I've always been interested in Wim Hof. Like, I've seen his documentary on YouTube and stuff like that. Never really looked much into it until one of my mates who owns a gym down in the Shire, he said, come on down, I'm having this seminar. And that's when I met Dino. And then since then, man, like, I've just been hooked on cold showers, ice baths. I do breathing techniques sometimes, but I'm always a nasal breather, like through everything. Guess what else, man? Like, personal development wise, like, I'm not the kind of person that I guess has structure. I don't sit there and I don't write notes and, you know, here's what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I admire people who do that. Like, seriously, it's pretty crazy that they do that, but I'm just not the type of person to do that. I'm just like live my life freely. I just, you know, I have a pretty crap memory, so I do like jot stuff down in my notes, but I don't plan exactly to the hour like what I'm doing throughout the day.
Do you listen to much podcasts or read books and that?
Yeah, I just listen to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
I've read a couple of books here and there. During high school and stuff, I wasn't a big reader, eh? Like, I just hated reading, but you know, as I've gotten older, I read a little bit more. Not as much as I should, nowhere near as much as I should. I guess you classify reading when you're reading articles and stuff online, or you're reading, you know, I guess your Audible books and stuff like that. But you know, just finding now again, I really have to prioritize. I don't have structure, but I still prioritize what I need to do. You know, so I've got my programming, my own training, working, stuff like that, looking after my son. You know, it's just all gets chucked into one. Man.
Every time I try and read, it's usually at night, and I just fall asleep after 3 days.
Yeah.
Like,
see, when I jump straight into bed, like, because me and my partner Brooke, we don't barely get to see each other during the weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's either I come home from work, I sit there for an hour, then I go home. So when we get into bed, there's no reading, no Netflix, nothing like that. We're just talking for like a couple of hours. That's why I stay up so late, or I'll be on my laptop while we're having a chat and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Without Brooke, I would not be able to do what I do, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she, especially with, my life hasn't changed since having a son. Since having a baby, my life has not changed one bit.
Yeah.
The sacrifices that she's made to let me be able to do what I need to do, because she knows where I want to get in life, and you know, all my goals and stuff like that, and what I'm trying to achieve to put CosFit, I guess, really on the world map.
Yeah.
You know, at a global scale, and the sacrifices she's making for me and for our family is just something that, you know, I guess I could never repay, because I know I'll struggle the hell with it.
Does she have goals in that for life too?
Oh, 100%. I guess Jacob's still a bit little to be able to do it. So I guess the theory that we have on that is, and like, yeah, we have our moments like any relationship, you know, you have your moments, and, you know, it gets boring not following your dreams, you know? But we got to look at the big picture, and it's my time now, and then when this all pops off, when Jacob's a little bit older, she's going to get in there and she's going to smash her goals.
What does she want to do?
She is really big on social working, so she just loves helping people, man.
Yeah.
So I think she's studying social work and psychology at uni.
Okay.
So that's put on hold a little bit. She's going back to uni soon, actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, man, like, yeah, she'll smash her goals, man. I believe in her. She'll be alright.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Do you do much meditation?
No, I don't. Have I practiced it? Yes. But I just can't, like, my life is always 100 miles an hour, dude.
Your mind just keeps ticking, bro.
Unless I'm sitting there for half an hour, I can't get in that zone. Like,
You mentioned that meditation this morning.
Yeah, that's kind of meditation, I guess. But I was ready for that. You know, like, I wasn't thinking about other things, so I was so like to Brooke, I want to do that. So there was this meditation, I get up what it's called. I'm probably going to sound crazy when we say this, but you know what, who cares, man. But yeah, basically this style of meditation is meant to show you your past life and who you were in the past. And when I didn't believe it, I'm like, yeah, whatever, this crap's, you know, I'm not really one to believe in ghosts and spirits and all that kind of stuff, but you know, now that I've done this, it's called past life regression session. So this guy like talks you through, they bring music, stuff like that. And you're meant to see your past life, and as you get deeper and deeper, and yeah, I saw he's like, look at your feet, and look at my feet, I had these sandals on, this white robe. He's like, look around, and I'm looking around, and what the hell? I'm just in like this, you know, like clay cave kind of thing, or whatever, building, and then so I just look out at the window and see what you see, and I've seen like these big pyramids and shit like that, and then Brooke played music on her phone and woke me up, but I guess that's not really a form of meditation, I don't think. I'm not too sure exactly what that is, but meditation, yeah, I don't really practice it as much as I should. I know I should, but I really try and focus more on my breathing, more than meditation. Are you planning
to do that again?
You know what, I'm really keen to do that again, only to see...
Get deeper.
Well, I want to see if it actually takes me back to that image.
Yeah, if it's the same.
You know, if it's the same, because otherwise you might just be flipping it, you know?
Yeah. What's your morning routine like? So you wake up at what, 3 or 4?
It'll be around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't get me wrong, I love a bit of a sleep in. It all depends on work. Like, say if I don't have to be in at work till 7, like, then I won't get up till 5.
Yeah.
You know, if I have to go to work and get up and go to work at 4:30, I go up at 3:30, you know?
Yeah.
Just have that hour of stretching and you know, waking up, brushing teeth and all that kind of stuff. But I don't eat in the mornings. You know, I might have a yogurt here and there if I'm hungry. I'll go to work, I'll go grab a coffee on the way to work, and then I'll work all day. So I'll do carpentry, we do high-end luxury staircases.
Yeah, I see that on Instagram.
Yeah, you see my stair that I did? Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's probably the most expensive stair I've done to date. It was like $68,000, I think.
How long does it take to build something like that?
That was 2 days.
Really? That's not bad, eh?
Yeah. That was pretty good. My boss is cheering. I know, man. But yeah, and then during the day, I don't really eat that much during the day, man. Like, I'll have something here and there if I remember to pack it or there's leftover dinner. But because I'm at work, I'm just constantly going. And then when I get home, I'll eat. But yeah, morning routine. Just get up, have a shower, stretching, man. Just a great way to start the day.
How long do you stretch for?
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
If I'm really, really sore, like after those 80k days, I'll get up an hour and a half before work and just stretching. Yep. But this isn't stretching where you're sitting there for holding 15 seconds. Like, it's almost like yin yoga, I think it is, where you hold the position for 7 to 15 minutes.
Oh shit.
It's one position and you just breathe. You get deeper and deeper. And yeah, that's how I'm keeping up. That's how I haven't got injured, man.
And it really helps you, that stuff?
Dude, I'm telling you, this 15-second crap they teach you at footy and all that is crap. Like, doesn't work.
So the long...
You need to hold. Yeah. You need to hold it to get the full stretch. Otherwise, I think there's like chemicals and toxins and stuff, when you go deeper and deeper, that all releases out of your muscles. And that's what really makes you feel relaxed. That's why you might feel sore after it.
Yeah.
You know, after a good stretch session, you might feel really sore. And that's from that.
Sweet, I might have to try it out.
Yeah, definitely, man, 100%.
How often do you train? Do you train every day or not?
Well, not really every day, no, because you know sessions are so intense when I go in there. I do like I like recover properly. Like people, I guess I can go straight into another run, but the past month, the last 4 weeks, I was telling you this morning, I have not trained once during the week.
And just ran on the weekends?
And just ran on the weekends, because my body is just so broken down. I know, I feel good. Don't get me wrong, I feel good. I probably could go train, but just nah.
How many total kilometres have you done over the last 3 weeks?
The last 3 weeks, 260 or something.
Shit.
Yeah, in 3 weeks. So that was probably my biggest block I've had in ages, man. And so my training, for the last 4 weeks is, I guess you could say, been shit. But you know, we've had normally it'll be 3 sessions during the week and then 1 big run on the weekend. Yeah. You know, I'll have the 440 on Saturday, but that's really early in the morning. Yeah. Or if I'm going to run long on the Saturday, I'll get up at like 1:30 and I'll go for the run, then meet up at the 440
Yeah.
and run the 440.
I still can't believe you're holding weight, bro, for all the running and not eating much.
Yeah, dude, I know. It's crazy, yeah. I don't know, but my weight, I think I was telling you guys this morning that over my last weekend, I lost 7.5 kilos
Yeah.
in a run.
Shit.
The weekend before that, I think it was like 6.2, and then it rolled the dice, I lost 7.8, so almost 8 kilos
So
in
then
12
you put
hours.
it straight back on after.
Oh, basically, yeah,
Yeah.
straight back on after, but that's not even being dehydrated.
Oh, so it's not just water weight?
Nah, it's because the thing is that was weird, that is I didn't have yellow piss. I know I'm hydrated and I was feeling good, you know. So I follow this, during my ultras I don't eat anything.
Really? Not even like those gels and that?
Nah, just drink this drink called Tailwind.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like I saw when you posted that thing, carb loading.
Yeah.
Yeah, carb loading to me is a bunch of bullcrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there might be a fair few people out there that say that carb loading is a bunch of bullcrap, because if you're eating normal during the week, right? So say you're eating X amount of calories, say you're eating 1,500 calories a day, and you're getting, say you're getting 30 grams of carbs in a day. It's probably a little bit low, but say you're getting 30 grams of carbs in, right? Throughout your whole day. And then the night before your race, you decide to get 100 grams of carbs in one meal. That is like, you know, you're over excessive on your body.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't need that 100 because it's not used to it.
Yeah.
And then what happens? It sits there, and then it comes out the other end. You know?
Yeah,
so there's no point in carb loading, like you eat carbs to build up.
Yeah.
You know? All the way through to race day. But there's no need to, need to carb load.
It did end up all in the toilet as well.
Yeah, I thought it would, man, 100%.
But I wanted to have a dirty feed, so why not?
Dude, I love a dirty feed, man. Like, this is another thing as well, like, when people are training, the thing I always stress to people is, we're not all going to be professional athletes.
Yeah.
You know? Professional athletes are professional athletes. That's their job.
Yeah.
They need to eat good to perform at the highest level.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise they don't get paid because they get dropped.
And even they sometimes, you know, they eat dirty.
Yeah, so the thing is, if you're not happy, then, you know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, I find if you're eating all these salads and you're grumpy all the time and you're still training your heart out, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Man, go and eat whatever you want and still train as hard as you can.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like, you know, KFC every single day, you know what I mean? But, you know, as long as you're eating all right, but go and have a burger and chips. Like, you know, that's another thing, man. You just need to stay happy.
Yeah. Where's your top place to go for a feed?
Top place to go for a feed? Oh, shit, man. I don't know where my top place is to go for. Oh, actually, yeah, 2773, dude. I'm there. I go there probably maybe 3 or 4 times on a weekend day.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only been there a few times.
Oh, really? Shane and Belinda, I know the owners there. They own the running shop next door. And they're the best, man. I always go there. I guess you could say that's my top one for a feed because I'm always there. But my favourite meal is burgers, dude.
Burgers?
Yeah.
You know a chicken guy like El Jana and that, or?
Oh yeah, I love El Jana's, like burgers. Yeah,
Frangos and shit.
Oh, I'll get a burger if I go to El Jana.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I go to Frango's, I'll get a burger.
Yes.
Everywhere I go, I get a burger.
So when you actually have some spare time, what are your hobbies?
What are my hobbies? Oh, dude. What are my hobbies? I guess running's a hobby. I guess like I actually don't know, dude. What my hobbies are? Yes, like running and just learning and spending time with my family.
Do you watch much sport in that, or?
Oh, I watch sport here and there. Not really. Like I'll watch highlights of the NBA and I'll watch highlights of the football, but I don't really have time to sit down and watch the football.
Do you follow the team?
Not now because I have like so many mates that actually play grade. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna follow a team. I just like watching it.
Well,
and I only like watching specific sports, man.
Yeah.
Like I love watching the Roosters. Like man, I'll go on and I'll watch the Roosters, the Souths, and Cronulla, man. Like Cronulla, because I like grew up in Cronulla and all that. You know, like I love watching Cronulla. I guess you could say Cronulla's my team, but you know, it's just. I love watching football, man. Like when I watch it, I miss it, man.
Yeah.
I miss the contact and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really miss the culture.
Yeah, I miss it because like I did a whole pre-season, bro. Played round 1 and the season got called off.
Oh,
fucking spewing.
Yeah, I know. I could imagine. Is that this year?
Yeah, this year. So that's why I'm just training, but preparing for next year.
Yeah.
What mates do you have that play great?
Yeah, well, Blake Brayley, he's down there in Cronulla. Curtis is an old mate of mine. I don't know where he is now, dude.
Curtis Scott?
Canberra, eh?
Yeah, Canberra,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, those two are the main ones. They're pretty good. We've got Daniel Vasquez, he's down at Cronulla still. Billy McGulius and all that.
All those boys, yeah.
I played the juniors with them, like Will Kennedy and all that, yeah. I played juniors with all those boys that are coming up Cronulla now.
Did you play Mats and Ball, or?
No. So I was on Harold Mats. I played Harold Mats.
Yeah.
But then on SG Ball, I was down at Illawarra Steelers in St. George.
Okay, yeah.
I was just doing train on then because I think I was a year younger.
And that was the highest grade you played?
Yeah, that was the highest grade. And then I said I wasn't interested anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when I pulled the pin.
So what do you think's been your biggest struggle in life thus far? Has it been like all the bendering and all that?
Yeah, I think something that really fell into play with me that was the hardest thing was peer pressure, dude.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of teenagers struggle with it, man, because everyone wants to fit in. Everyone wants to be that cool guy, you know? And that's the one thing I struggle with. That's why I gave in so easily. It was like, yeah, Philpott will do it, you know? Yeah. And that's why I was like, fuck, yeah. And sometimes I didn't want to do it, but just because my name was thrown up there, I was like, alright, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's for the boys, like, you just do it, you know? And, yeah, man, that's why I think it was just peer pressure's been my biggest struggle back then. I think the biggest struggle now is time and just prioritising.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good struggle to have, dude, if you come to think of it. Like, trying to prioritise is because you have so much going on that's all good and healthy for you. And I think that's a good struggle to have, dude.
What's your why?
What's my why? Dude, what's my why? My why is just doing it for yourself, man. Like, now it's kind of changed since Jacob has come along. Like, I really like to do stuff because I want to show him, like, you don't give up. Like, there's no easy route, dude. Like, you just go and you just work hard. And that's probably why it gets really hard for, Brooke and all that, because when I go out for these runs, I'm gone for like 8 hours at a time. You know? So I guess that's the hardest thing, but I want to show him that, nothing comes easy. You have to work hard for it. So I guess you could say Jacob's really my why. Like, he's why, him and Brooke are why I do everything. It's just for my family now. Just want to succeed. I want to live that healthy, happy lifestyle that everyone thinks of.
How do you make time for your partner?
How?
Yeah.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard. Honestly, I guess we talk throughout. This is why we stay up late at night, because we'll sit there for like 2 or 3 hours and just talk, dude. Just sit there and talk, and it's that connection that makes it so special. But look, we have our struggles and stuff like that with all that kind of stuff, because obviously with everything going on, like, she needs me there, stuff like that. So try and be there the best I can. But how do I find time is just, as we said, prioritising. Prioritising family time. And at the start, I really struggled hard with it, and I still struggle with it here and there because I've got so many things going on in my brain that I'm like, what should I do? And now I think it's been like the last couple of months that I've been like, all right, well, I really need to spend time with my family and just knuckle down.
When was the last time you had like a day with her?
Today, dude. Yeah, my family. I was lucky enough. My family took my little son out to Cronulla to go see my siblings. Yeah. And then that's when we went. Where did we go to? Percy Plunkett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I remember when Jacob was born, our first date, he fell asleep, and our first date was to Kmart. Dude, it was so funny. We went to go and buy some blankets or something like that, and our first date was to Kmart. It's pretty cute.
How many siblings do you have?
I've got a half sister that lives out here. Yep. I've got a step brother, and then I've got one brother and then 2 sisters that live in Cronulla.
Do you have a good relationship with them?
Yeah, it's good. Like, I wouldn't say it's close. Yeah. Like, probably not as close as siblings that live in the same house together. Yeah. But yeah, I've got a good relationship. It's pretty cool.
Who do you look up to? Like, who inspires you?
I'd say Ross Edgley inspires me. Yep. I don't really know his backstory, but I just know that he's just like a demon, eh? He's just like, when he has his mind set on something, he just really gets going. And another person would be my dad. Yep. Like, he's a machine, man. Like, and he's like, as I said, like, he's been a massive influence in my life. Probably the third person, that I really look up to. I was thinking about this the other day. It'd be Ross, my dad, and then another person that actually come from a similar background to me I guess he's but he owns his own gym now. Is Travis Young?
He's on the podcast next week.
Yeah, dude. He's
awesome, like,
he's an awesome dude, man. And I look up to that dude because he's been down the path that I was down.
Yeah.
And he has this successful gym, and that's exactly what I want. He's a bit older than me, so when you see stuff like that, you're just like, man, like it can happen.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Next few years, man. I think I honestly see myself overseas, man. I don't know why. And Brooke probably doesn't like to hear that when she hears this, but now I see us living overseas because I see all this stuff taken off. And now I read this thing the other day that athletes that are trying to like do what I do, they try and find funding the best way they can because obviously there's no sport or anything that's going to pay you. You're not under a certain league or anything like that, so you can't get signed. But these people that are trying to do the stuff that I do will go to like find millionaires and billionaires and just say, hey, like I'll wear your brand through everything I do if you give me like $60,000 and all I'll do is just train and do these insane challenges. And there's people out there that chuck money across like that, dude. Yeah. It's just finding those people. And hopefully, I've got nothing under my belt right now that could put me in that category. So through the world's strongest marathon, I'm hoping that gives me that next level to say, hey, this is what I've done. Yeah. This is what I want to do next.
What country you want to move to?
It's probably bad to say right now, dude, but I want to live in America. Yeah? Dude, I want to live up in Vermont.
Vermont, nice.
Yeah. A family friend of mine, I met him when I was over in South America, and he was just in New Jersey, sold their house, and they bought a house, 10 acres, I think it was 6 bedroom, 5 bathrooms, and this massive barn shed, and all for 500,000 Australian converted.
It's fucking so cheap over
10
there.
acres, dude.
Bro.
Like in the mountains, just like in these mountains, like, bigger than ours, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I'd love to live there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pack up and go.
Have you done much travelling?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to actually get so much travelling in, dude. Like I've been to Fiji a handful of times. I've been to China twice. South America. I've been to so Brazil, Peru, Bolivia. I go to Dallas, Puerto Rico. Where else have I been? Yeah, that's it. Oh, Canada. So I've been to Canada.
What was Canada like? Canada's really
awesome.
nice.
Oh, Canada's awesome, man. Like, just the diversity there is just so awesome, man. Canada is probably one of my favourite spots I've travelled to. You can definitely live in Canada. Yeah. It's pretty similar to Australia, over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like the whole feel is similar to Australia. But the place that I love the most is Peru. Man, Peru is just the next level. Just how embedded they are still in their culture. Yeah, that's awesome. Like nothing has changed. Like they have these big cities and stuff like that, but nothing's changed. Their culture's so fascinating. They still pray to the Mama Pacha, which is like Mother Earth. Yep. And dude, like Peru was. I can't wait to take Jacob there. Honestly, that'd be a big eye opener for him. I've got a friend that actually lives over there, so stay with him for a little bit longer, which would be pretty cool.
That's awesome. Are you into spirituality and all that?
Not really, dude. Like I guess I was born in Catholic, but are you talking about that? Yeah, like religion and stuff like that.
Spirits and stuff like that.
Oh, I guess I'm like certain. I'm sure there's something else out there.
Like energies.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like you can walk past someone and you speak to them once and you know their energy. Like you can feel them. I don't know what that is. It could be something bigger than us, but when it comes to like spirits and all that kind of stuff, I definitely believe this stuff. There's too many stories around the globe, with all that kind of stuff. What are they called? Exorcisms and all that kind of stuff. There's too many stories about it. So how could it like not be real? But I'm the kind of person that I won't believe it until I see it. Yeah. Like I'm still a bit skeptical, but I like to believe it. It's a pretty cool thing to believe that there's like spirits floating around us. Yeah.
And like past lives and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Exactly like that.
Where's your probably top destination you want to go travel to? Do you have one in mind?
I want to go to, man. I wouldn't mind going to Bora Bora, somewhere like that. Somewhere where you can just relax and there's nothing, man. Like literally, there's just a beach. and you can just go there, swim.
Sweet.
Probably seems like the best idea. Like right now, I could be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna swim. That's it. I love the beach.
It was crazy. Like, I wanted to do travel this year, but fucking COVID stuffed that up.
Dude, heaps of people I know bought full Europe trips.
Oh yeah, I think Kyle did that.
Oh,
he was
really?
Going to go to London or something.
Oh wow! Apparently, yeah. One of my mates, were doing a full Europe tour, and like they didn't even do like a Kentucky where you could like postpone. Like they literally booked those things themselves.
Did they get their money back?
Nah. They lost heaps of money, eh?
Spewing.
I know.
So, what's your next, like, besides the world's strongest marathon? What other crazy shit you looking to do?
Dude, I want to do a 200-mile race. I want to do Lake Tahoe, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But really, yes, after the world's strongest marathon, I'm gonna have if I break the world record,
Yep.
I'm gonna have a big break. I think.
How long?
Because the world's strongest marathon training block is like gonna be intense. So
When do you start that?
I'm gonna start at the end of October.
Sweet.
So that will be pretty full on, and as we're talking about time with family and Brooke and stuff like that. So, I've got to find time for all that, and there's even more sacrifices that Brooke may have to take for this to all come into play. But so I think I might take some time off. But the next big challenge, man, I'd like to do like a 24-hour row.
Yeah.
On the rower.
On the machine?
Yeah, on the rower. So I might do a 24-hour row. I've been thinking about that. I'm not too sure. There's things that run through my mind at the middle of the night, dude. It's like crazy.
Do you focus on like speed and like getting certain times for certain kilometers?
In the world's strongest marathon or
just in general, like running in that?
Oh no! Like I set goals for myself. Like, I'd like to get to this point in a race by extended amount of time.
Yeah.
Depending on the elevation and stuff like that. As I said, Elephant Trail was like one of the toughest races in Australia, so that was a really slow race.
Yeah, so it's not about speed, it's just pacing yourself.
Yeah, it's just pacing yourself all the way through it. But then there's races like, I think it's called Alpine Ascent, and it's to the top of Mount Kosciuszko twice, and that's when I won my age group, and that was quite a fast race. Dude.
How many kilometers was that?
That was 50 Ks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was about 50 Ks, and that's quite a fast race because it's
that
quite
was all
flat
uphill?
compared. No, it goes up and down, and there's some flat as well, but yeah.
Alright, so I've got some questions from the Instagram. What advice would you give others who are beginning their fitness journey?
Don't smash yourself too quick.
Yeah.
Man, the one thing I find is a lot of people, they'll go into it too hard and then fall out of it.
Yeah.
Or they'll get comfortable at a weight and then not train because they've got into this thing.
Yeah.
Fall back into bad habits and stuff like that. So, just go into it slow and find what works for you. It's the main thing. Man.
I see so many beginners where they go so hard so quick and then they only last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like
100%.
just pace yourself and you last so much longer.
Yep, I know, 100%, man. And don't forget to stretch.
Yes. When you're running, is there a certain like mantra that goes through your head that you say to yourself when it gets really hard?
Yeah, light work, baby.
Light work?
That's all I say all over in my head. It's light work, baby. I heard The Rock say it once.
Yeah.
Light work, baby. And I just like always continue in my head, light work, baby, light work, baby.
Kyle sent me this video where the guy goes, I don't get tired, so that's mine now.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to, I want to get a tattoo. I haven't told Brooke this yet, but I want to get a tattoo that, I'll post at the end of the 440 post, it says, this is good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a tattoo on my wrist that says, this is good for me. So when I look at it, I just say, yeah, this is good for me, even though I'm hurting.
Yeah. And what keeps you motivated? Is it your son and, challenging yourself?
Yeah, it's just challenging myself, man. Just what can I do next to be able to go to that next level, dude?
Yeah.
And I'm always just looking for the next big thing. Always looking to smash PBs and stuff like that, but PBs don't come easy. And during this COVID, I actually lost a lot of strength on like my Olympic lifts and stuff like that. And saying that, I've dropped about maybe 30 kilos per lift. I should be able to get them back quite easy when we're back on that, but it's just because I haven't been in the gyms.
So you do a lot of Olympic lifting, or?
Yeah, all my stuff's like I try to practice a lot of Olympic lifts because they're very good for all round fitness, all round conditioning, and then I guess trying to get, as I was talking to you, into your AMRAPs and your EMOMs and stuff like that. I guess CrossFit more style training, but these EMOMs will be heavy lifting. So it'll be like 3 reps and then you go on again.
What sort of weights you lifting for your Olympic lifts?
Olympic lifts, so you do snatches, your cleans, all that kind of stuff. My snatch is 90 kilo PB, cleans 120, and then my squat's been 280 previously.
That's
squat,
awesome.
yeah, for 1 rep.
Do you do deadlifts and bench and all that too? Or?
Yeah, I do deadlifts and bench and stuff like that. My bench is actually quite weak, and I think it's because of my shoulders, and I've only been able to do 160 on bench before, but I feel like that's quite weak compared to other people at my weight that are doing like pure strength training.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, my deadlifts is my 230 as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
When your time's up on this earth, what would you, I guess, want to be remembered for?
I guess I want to be remembered like those people. I guess I want to be my own person, but I guess really you see like people like David Goggins and Cameron Haynes and all that kind of stuff, and I want to leave a legacy like that where they look back and say, this guy was a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was a machine, and if you want to push yourself, he's the guy you go to. You know, you just follow him and he'll be that light, he'll be that guidance. So I guess it's just that thing of just push, just always push, just never stop.
Yeah.
You know? And it just goes into running like 1 foot after the other.
Exactly.
If you just put 1 foot after the other, you're not going to stop.
Yeah.
It's till you stop, until you let 1 foot slip back, that's it, you're gone.
And last question, what's your definition of success?
My definition of success, I guess that really differs with everyone, eh? Like, I guess my definition of success would be reaching your goals.
Yeah.
And no amount of money can buy success unless you want a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know? As long as I'm living a comfortable life and I'm not worried, debt free, you know, you're a happy family and you're fulfilling your life of what your dreams, then that's success to me. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously I have these goals that, you know, I want to do, and when I complete them, they'll become successful, and this, just making sure that your family's alright.
Yeah.
Set yourself up in a comfortable position and be happy. Like, happiness is probably my success, man.
Yeah, that's
of
awesome.
Course.
And quickly, where can people find you on social media and the podcast?
Yeah, so just CosFit on Instagram and CosFit on Facebook. And the podcast also, we have an Instagram page called Substituting Normality, which is pretty cool. But we'll get those 5 podcasts out and try and smash them out once I get edited. I've got to find time to do all that shit. But yeah, we'll get them all out. But thanks for having me on, man.
Well, good, man. Thank you for coming on. And hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you do, please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Everyone come to the 440.
Yes, everyone go there. It's a good community. Sweet, that was awesome, bro.
That was good, man. How long ago for?
About